Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be seeing the continuation of the political science topic regarding Dalit movement. We will be seeing the political implications. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So today's video is about Dalit movement, its political implication. So the Dalit movement is named as Dalit Andolan in Karnataka, Asprishya Andolan in Maharashtra, Adi Dravida Andolan in Tamil Nadu, Pulaya Andolan in Kerala, Adi Dharma Andolan in Punjab, and Namasudra Andolan in West Bengal. So in each states, the Dalit movement has different names. So it is called as, if we see, it is called as Dalit Andolan in Karnataka, then Asprishya Andolan in Maharashtra, Adi Dravida Andolan in Tamil Nadu, Pulaya Andolan in Kerala, Adi Dharma Andolan in Punjab, and Namasudra Andolan in West Bengal. So these are the different names for Dalit movement in different states of our country. So that is the first point which is explained here. Now, as a result of all these Dalit movement, now we know that Dalit movement has been going on in different parts. As a result of these Dalit movement, in post-independence period, several measures were taken to improve the position of Dalits. So, many measures were taken to improve the position of the Dalits. The Constitution of India provides many provisions for the upliftment of Dalits and bringing them to the mainstream. So, Indian Constitution provides many provisions for the upliftment of Dalits and also to bring these group of people to the mainstream of the society. Now, let us see what all provisions are made in the Constitution. So, the constitutional provisions. First is equality before law. The first provision is that all the people, even if they belong to the Dalit community or an upper caste community, should be treated equal before the law. That is the first provision, equality before law. Second one, prohibition of discrimination on the basis of caste, etc. So there should not be any discrimination based on caste or any other kind of discrimination. So before there was discrimination based on caste, but here according to the Indian Constitution, it is said that there should not be any discrimination based on caste. So this was said in the Article 15, 1 and 2. Next one, special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens. So there should be provision for the advancement of which classes, that is socially and educationally backward classes, they should be given chance to have advancement in their life. So there should be special provision for that, for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes or SCs and STs, that is scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So this provision was made in Article 15(4) of the Indian Constitution. Next one, equality of opportunity. Opportunities should be equal for everyone in matter of public employment and right to reservation in appointment and promotion. So opportunities should be equal in matter of public employment, and there should be right to reservation when it comes to appointment and promotion. This also was a provision made in the Indian Constitution for the enhancement or upliftment of the Dalits. Next one, abolition of untouchability. in Article 17 of Indian Constitution, it was said that untouchability should be completely abolished. There was a system in which the Dalits or lower caste were considered to be untouchables. So that was completely abolished. Next one, state share strive to promote welfare of the people, minimize inequality in income and eliminate inequality in status, facility and opportunity. So according to Article 38 of Indian Constitution, the state share should strive to promote welfare of the people. Next one, it should minimize inequality in case of income and also eliminate inequality in status, facilities and opportunities. So altogether, equality should be achieved in all these different areas. Next one, the state shall direct its policies towards securing right to adequate means of livelihood. According to Article 39A, state shall direct its policy towards securing right to adequate means of livelihood. For the Dalits, there should be adequate means of livelihood. That was another provision. Next one, promotion of educational and economic interest of SCs and STs. So regarding scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, there should be promotion of educational and economic interest of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, and they should also be protected from social injustice and all forms of exploitation. So according to Article 46, promotion of educational and economic interest of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and protecting them from social injustice and all other forms of exploitation. Next one, according to Article 243D and 243T of Indian Constitution, reservation of seats, that for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the local self-government, seats should be reserved for both scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the local self-government. And the last provision, according to Article 330 and 332, reservation of seats for Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Like the seats were reserved in local self-government, seats were reserved for Lok Sabha and state assemblies. All these were the provisions made in the Indian Constitution for the upliftment of Dalits and bringing them to the mainstream. Now the next topic is legislative provisions. What are the legislative provisions made for the upliftment of Dalits? So let us see one by one. First one, Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955. So these are the legislative provisions. Okay, legislative provisions. So in the legislative provisions, the first one, Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955. So what is there in this act? This act was called the Untouchability Offences Act. So before only we have told about abolition of untouchability. So here this act, that is Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955, is also called as Untouchability Offences Act. In 1976 it was amended as Civil Rights Act. Later it was amended as 1976 amended as Civil Rights Act. According to the act, of admission of any person to any public institutions, worshipping or praying in any places of public worship, insulting a member of SC and ST on the grounds of untouchability, preaching untouchability directly or indirectly, or justifying untouchability on historical, philosophical or religious ground, or on the grounds of traditional caste is an offence. So according to this act, there are different things which are considered to be an offence or a mistake. So what are those things? First thing, the admission to any person to any public institutions. That is, if they don't admit any person to any public institution, or doesn't allow anyone to worshipping or prayers in any public places of worship, or if anyone is insulted on the ground of untouchability, that is insulting a member of SC and ST on the grounds of untouchability, or if untouchability is preached directly or indirectly, or if someone is justifying untouchability on any historical or philosophical or religious grounds, or on the grounds of tradition or caste, etc., all these things are considered to be an offence according to the Civil Rights Act of 1955. Now the next one, SC and ST's Prevention of Atrocities Act of 1989. So what is Prevention of Atrocities Act of 1989? The atrocities on Dalits are liable for penalties under section 21 of the Act, which reads as legal aid to victims of atrocities, economic and social rehabilitation of victims, and appointing officers to initiate action. So if any atrocities are done to the Dalits, the person who has done that are liable for penalties. They have to pay penalties under section 21 of the Act. And it reads as legal aid. Legal aids will be given to the victim of the atrocities, and they will also be given economic and social rehabilitation. They will be rehabilitated economically and socially, and officers will be appointed to initiate these actions. So in all these ways, atrocities on Dalits are to be prevented. Now special courts are set up and public prosecutors are appointed for speedy disposal of cases. So for the speedy disposal of cases, so that they get justice very fast, special courts are set up and public prosecutors are appointed for the speedy disposal. This act is called as Dalit Act. Popularly, this Prevention of Atrocities Act of 1989 is called as Dalit Act. Now the next one, machineries for the protection of Dalit rights. Okay, the next one is machineries for the protection of Dalit rights. So if a Dalit is affected to any atrocities, he or she can seek remedy from the judiciary or National Human Rights Commission and State Human Rights Commission. So the affected person, affected Dalit, can ask for remedy in different places, that is from the judiciary, from the National Human Rights Commission, and also from the State Human Rights Commission. Dalit women whose rights are denied can also approach the national and state level Women Commission. Okay, any Dalit woman whose rights are denied, she can approach the national and state level Women Commission. There are other two constitutional bodies, that is, one is National Commission for Scheduled Caste and National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. So there are different areas in which the Dalits can seek remedy, that is one is judiciary, then National Human Rights Commission, State Human Rights Commission, and National and State level Women Commission, and also National Commission for Scheduled Caste and National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. So all these are the provisions given in the Indian Constitution for the upliftment of Dalits. Now let us see about the backward class movement. Backward class movement. See, privileged and underprivileged community existed in each and every society. So every society had different groups like privileged group, underprivileged group. All these groups existed in society. Society was divided into different strata based on the Varna system. The traditional society was divided into different strata based on Varna system. So they were Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. In that, the first three categories, that is Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishya, enjoyed the benefits of educational, occupational, financial facilities. All the facilities were enjoyed by the first three categories, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, whereas the Shudras were denied all these facilities. So this existed a long time before, and the Shudras are divided into touchables and untouchables. The Shudras themselves were divided into touchables and untouchables. The former, that is touchables, are today's backward community, and the untouchables are the Dalits. Okay, so touchables are the backward community, untouchables are the Dalits. So this was the division. Backward classes are those community who are economically, socially and educationally backward. So backward classes basically means they are economically backward, socially backward and educationally backward. And they are exploited, suppressed and oppressed classes. Now a few examples, the Kuruba, Besta, Madiwala, Kumbara, Devdasi, all these are considered to be the backward classes or the exploited class. To gain equality in status and privilege in society, efforts were made by different leaders like Jyotiba Phule in 1838. So many leaders worked for giving them equal status, giving them privileges in society. One of them was Jyotiba Phule. He started Akshara Kranti for the Shudra community, especially for the women, along with his wife Savitribai Phule. So, Jyotiba Phule started Akshara Kranti for the Shudra community, especially for the women of Shudra community. He did it along with his wife Savitribai Phule. He demanded for schools and hostel facilities for students of backward community, and this movement spread to other part of the country. Now, in other parts of the country, there were many other leaders who worked for the upliftment of all these backward classes. That is Sri Narayana Guru of Kerala, Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar of Tamil Nadu, Sayaji Rao of Gaikwad, the Maharaj of Gwalior, Nalwadi Krishnaraja Wadeyar, the Maharaj of Mysore. All of them fought for the upliftment of these backward classes. These movements influenced Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to include provisions in the Constitution of India for the upliftment of backward classes. Now, let us see in detail what are the causes for these movements to come up. The first cause is social discrimination. These community, that is the backward community, faced social discrimination like superior and inferior throughout the year. They were always facing social discrimination. They were not allowed to come to the mainstream of the society, and this made them start agitation to get their rights. So when they were always discriminated, they were not allowed to come to the mainstream. All these made them start agitations to get their rights. Now the second one, economic exploitation. So one was social discrimination, second is economic exploitation. Exploitation leads to economic inequality among backward classes. Many of these communities were below poverty line and they were poverty stricken. So many of them had faced economic inequality and they were below the poverty line and they were poverty stricken. So that was another cause. Next one, educational backwardness. The upper caste monopolized the field of education and the backward community were denied access to education. As education is fundamental for self-development, these communities decided to rise against the upper class and they organized agitation. So educational backwardness, education was a field which was monopolized by the upper caste, and the lower caste or backward classes were denied the access for education, and to get this fundamental rights they started agitation. Next one, denial of political representation. A few communities dominated the political field. There was a few communities which always dominated the political field and other backward classes were totally neglected. During 1920s, agitation started in Mysore province by backward classes to get political participation to non-Brahmin led by Sri Kantaraj Uras. So in Mysore in 1920s, there was agitation by the backward classes. They wanted to get political participation to non-Brahmins, and this was led by Sri Kantaraj Uras. So that is denial of political representation. The next cause is unification. See, it is difficult to achieve anything without unity and integrity. So hence, backward classes who were more than 350 in number were unorganized and scattered. That time the backward class was unorganized and they were scattered. To unite them and fight for their cause, the movements started. So all these were the causes for bringing up the backward class movement. So social discrimination which they faced, economic exploitation which they faced, educational backwardness and denial of access for education, denial of political representation, and the need for unification. All these brought about many backward class movement. So all these are the points which I have explained in today's video regarding backward class movement or Dalit movement. So now let us see some question answers. Who led the mass in entry of Kalaram temple? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. How many Varnas prevailed in Vedic period? That is 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Who started the newspaper Mooka Nayaka? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. When was Manusmriti implemented? 185 BC. Name the concept emphasized by Jyotiba Phule, Akshara Kranti. What is social discrimination? That is, opportunities were denied on the basis of caste and religion in the society, and this is called as social discrimination. What is economic exploitation? Exploitation by haves over the have-nots is called as economic exploitation. See, exploitation by the haves means by the rich over the have-nots, that is the poor. This is called as economic exploitation. Who started Dalita Sangharsh Samiti in Karnataka and when? Professor B. Krishnappa in 1974. Who are Dalits? Dalits are those who are economically, socially, educationally and culturally exploited. What is the speciality of Dalit Act? It takes necessary action against the atrocities on Dalits and impose penalty under section 21 of the Act, and it also provides legal aid to the victims of atrocities. What is the popular slogan of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? Educate, agitate and organize. Name the Varnas that prevailed in ancient period. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. What are the causes for the Dalit movement? All the causes which I have explained in the video is the answer for the question. What are the causes for backward class movement? The 5 points I have explained just now. Explain the causes and political implication for Dalit movement. So these also I have explained. Causes also you have to write, political implication also. Causes I have explained in the last video, political implication in this video. Both together will make the answer for the question, causes and political implication of Dalit movement. So I hope you have understood all the points very clearly. In case of any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.